Oh, you're here, aren't you?
Totally wrecked, replaying every conversation like it's a marathon of secondhand embarrassment in your head. You're wondering where you went wrong, planning that pitiful "I miss you" text, or something equally miserable. Well, sit tight, because here's the truth. Chasing after someone who doesn't care about you is like sticking a sign on your forehead that says, "Please humiliate me even more." Guess what? It's the most surefire way to ensure she never, ever, not even by accident, regrets booting you. And you know what's worse? Every time you send a message, persist, or try to play the "look how I've changed" card, you're just reinforcing to her that, wow, she made a great decision. But hold up, Drama King, because I'm not that cruel. There's still a way to turn the tables. You can lift your head, make her rethink everything, and best of all, without crawling, without humiliating yourself, and most importantly, without sacrificing the last shred of dignity you have left. Ready for that? If not, tough luck, but if you are, hold on tight, because today it's gonna hurt, but it will heal. But before we dive in, let's get serious. This video is here because someone had the decency to like, subscribe, and do the basics to make the algorithm happy. So, dear friend, don't be a parasite. Like, subscribe, and drop a thanks in the comments. It's not for me, it's for the algorithm. If you want this kind of content to reach more people who need a reality check, help out, okay? Enough with the fluff. Let's get to the meat of it. Let's go. Sit up straight and pay attention, because no one has the guts to tell you this face to face. Insisting, begging, or playing desperate only serves to confirm to the person who booted you that they made the best choice of their life. It hurts to hear, right? But it's the plain hard truth. Remember that message you sent thinking it would be the game changer? That she'd read it and think, wow, he really cares, I'll give him another chance. Well, buddy, that's not what she thought. What went through her mind was more like, help. Can he ever stop embarrassing himself? The more you insist, the more you turn into a walking embarrassment festival. Desperation is never attractive, it never was. And you know what happens when someone sees you crawling? You automatically lose any remaining ounce of value you had. Let's be honest, insisting doesn't reignite feelings, doesn't create a magical connection, and certainly doesn't make someone think, maybe I was too quick to ditch this loser. In reality, the thought that sticks is closer to, thank God I dodged that bullet. And then you come along, thinking that sending the perfect message or putting on a dramatic show about how your life has turned into a mess will melt her heart. Spoiler alert, you're not a soap opera heartthrob, and she's not waiting for a grand declaration to change her mind. Every attempt you make is just another brick in the wall of indifference. Oh, and about stalking her social media. Do you really think that's going to help you? You see a new photo, her smiling, and bam, another punch to the gut. Who is she with? Is she happy without me? Want to know why this hurts so much? Because you're feeding yourself a ridiculous illusion. You think keeping an eye on her life will bring you a magical answer, or worse, a chance to win her back. But the only prize you're winning is a lifetime pass to your own suffering show. Here's the bottom line. Insisting only reinforces why she left you. You're basically signing a contract that says, congrats, you made the right decision. But hey, it's not the end of the world. You can still flip the script. And it all starts with the smartest decision you're going to make right now. Stop insisting. Want to know how that works? Sit tight, I'll explain. Now that you get that insisting only turns you into a walking, please despise me more sign, it's time to change the script. And I'm about to drop some real talk with a phrase that might sting, but it's what you need to hear. She's only going to start questioning if she made the right decision when you stop acting like she's the air you breathe. Sounds weird, right? After all, you grew up believing that effort is everything, that chasing after someone is a sign of determination. Wrong. Too much effort just screams desperation. But when you stop insisting, something magical happens. You plant the seed of doubt, and doubt, my friend, is kryptonite to anyone who likes to control everything. Suddenly, she starts thinking, why did he disappear? Has he moved on? Is he with someone else? How come he's not obsessed with me anymore? Here's the concept. Nobody values what's always there, like a cushion on the couch. Think of that book sitting on the shelf you never paid attention to. Now imagine it's gone. Suddenly you remember how cool and useful it was and you miss it. That's exactly what you need to become. The lost book. But don't confuse it with the moldy book. You're not going to disappear to mope around in the dark. Here's the key to the game. Disappear with purpose. You're not going to be that pathetic ex who vanishes to start biting their nails and waiting for her to text first. No way. You're going to disappear to rebuild yourself. You're going to use the time to become the most badass version of yourself, the one she never even imagined existed. And it's in that where is he space that the pieces start to fall into place. You go off the radar, and absence speaks louder than any long message you could ever think of sending. But here's the secret. It's not just about disappearing. It's about rebirthing yourself. Because if you disappear just to come back as the same needy guy, congratulations, you've just wasted a golden opportunity. Now let me be straight with you. If you're tired of being the doormat that accepts crumbs, gets kicked, and still apologizes, it's time to wake up. Go grab the digital book I left in the description. This is step number 1 for you to stop being the zero in the story and become the guy anyone would regret losing. Ready to flip the script? Then hold on tight, because things are about to get intense. Now that you understand the basics, let's get to what really matters. The practical manual to turn the tables and make her rethink every second of her decision to leave you. Pay attention, because this isn't magic. It's strategy. Step 1. Disappear for real. No, oh, just a hi, or I'm just going to like this post because it was cool. No, champ. The disappearance has to be total and complete. Messages? 0. Likes? No way. Showing up in her stories? Forget it. And please, no detective work through her friends. That's pathetic. It's like giving her the remote control password to your life. When you keep trying any form of contact, what you're saying without words is, I'm still the same desperate person you left. And guess what? That only reaffirms that she made the right decision. But when you disappear, something starts to change. At first, she might not even notice. Yeah, it'll hurt. But over time, silence becomes a megaphone. And suddenly she starts thinking, wait, has he moved on? Who is he seeing? Was he ever really into me? Absence is now your best friend. It creates space for doubt. And doubt, my friend, is the first step to regret. But this only works if you're truly invisible. Total cutoff means no innocent messages, no popping up on her social media, and for the love of everything good you have, no interacting with her little world. Be a ghost, but a busy ghost. We'll get to that. Step 2. Invest in yourself. Here's where most poor souls fail. They disappear and think the job is done. Spoiler, it's not. If you disappear and stay home eating chips, binge-watching series, and crying to Adele, you're only going to come back worse than when you got booted. Disappearing is the easy part. The hard part is rebuilding yourself in the meantime. Here's the recipe for success. Appearance. Man, it's time to look in the mirror and be honest. Change your haircut. Try on clothes that make you feel confident. Start working out, or at least get outside for some fresh air. When you feel good physically, you not only boost your self-esteem, but also exude confidence. Even if she doesn't see it right away, the world will notice. Career and hobbies. Stuck in the same boring job for years? Time to change that. Take courses, learn a new skill, or even pick up a hobby that excites you. Want to know what's attractive? Someone with purpose. When you have a goal bigger than stalking stories, you become interesting. Friendships and social life. And please get out of your shell. Hang with friends, meet new people, go to places that pull you out of your bubble. This isn't just to distract you, it's to show to yourself and her that you have a life. Because honestly, Who misses someone who lives in the shadow of their own misery? When you put these steps into action, something incredible starts to happen. First, you realize that life goes on, and it can be way better than it was. Second, news about the new you reaches her. Whether through social media, mutual friends, or the energy you emit, she'll notice that she lost more than she imagined. And if she comes looking, maybe. But the main point is, when you do all this, the right question shifts from, will she regret it, to, do I even want to? Step 3. Strategy on social media. We've reached the part that separates adults from kids. Social media. This isn't the place for emotional oversharing, sad long posts, or indirect messages like truck bumper quotes. It's off limits to post melancholic music, share sad poems, or anything that screams, "Look how devastated I am." That won't help you. It only reinforces the image of someone begging for attention. Instead, the game is simple. Show that your life is awesome, but without going overboard. Photos with friends, enjoying events, a cool trip, that beautiful dish you ordered at a restaurant. Things that make it clear you're living well. But hold up, it has to look natural. If people notice you're forcing it, the shot will backfire. Oh, and one more thing, moderation is key. Don't post 3 times a day to prove you have a social life. That only makes you look desperate for validation. The secret is to post enough to spark curiosity, not to shout, "Look at me, please." And of course, no interacting with her. Don't like, don't comment, and don't even think about viewing her stories. You need to be an enigma, not a stalker. Step 4. Set new priorities. Now that you've learned to disappear and make an impact with class, it's time to redefine your priorities. This is more than pretending you're okay. It's about actually being okay. And to do that, you need to make room for new experiences, people, and possibilities. Start dating other people. I'm not saying dive headfirst into a new relationship, but going out, chatting, and socializing will remind you that the world is full of amazing people. And you know what that does? It shows that your life doesn't revolve around someone who decided to leave you. Explore new things. Take that trip you've always postponed. Start a hobby that challenges you. Join a project that inspires you. Besides keeping you busy, these things help you grow and make you more interesting. And you know what happens when you grow? The world notices. And guess who's part of the world? Her. Here comes the masterstroke. While you're evolving, she's stuck in the same old routine. The contrast is devastating. She sees you growing, shining, while realizing she's been left behind. Nothing hurts someone's ego more than realizing another person's life improved just without them. And you know what's even more satisfying? By the time you reach this point, her regret doesn't matter anymore. Because while she's busy trying to figure out what she lost, you're already so well off that her opinion becomes completely irrelevant. So, my friend, the game isn't about her, it's about you. And when you understand that, no one, not her, not anyone else, has power over you. Now that you have the plan in hand, let me give you a reality check with a touch of kindness. Or not. Her regret is not and should never be your ultimate goal. It's just a bonus, a cherry on top of a cake that's fundamentally about you. Because the truth is simple. If your transformation still revolves around her, congratulations. You've only changed the packaging of the problem, but remain the same inside. Here's the deal. Every time you place your happiness in someone else's hands, especially someone who rejected you, you're basically handing over control of your life on a silver platter. You're saying, my self-esteem depends on you validating me again. That's sad, weak, and puts you in an endless loop of emotional dependency. It doesn't matter if she comes back or not. As long as you maintain that mindset, you'll never truly move on. Here comes the magic. When you disappear, work on yourself and start living as the best version of who you are. The script changes completely. First, she feels the impact because, interestingly, people have an incredible knack for valuing what they no longer have access to. She'll start questioning, was he really that amazing and I didn't see it? Is he with someone else now? Was I stupid to let him go? Likely, yes, but that doesn't matter. Why? Because once you truly transform, her regret becomes irrelevant. You'll realize that life continues beautifully, full of opportunities, and your happiness should never have been in anyone else's hands but yours. When you reach that level, you're in control. If she tries to come back, the decision will be yours based on what you want, and not because you're needy, desperate, or settling for crumbs. This is the most important takeaway of all. All this effort you've put in, it wasn't for her. It was for you. Her regret is just a side effect of someone finally understanding your worth. But the real reward is becoming someone who doesn't need validation to be happy, who lives in peace and knows their own value. So, let's lay it all out. If she regrets it, cool. If not, so what? Because at the end of the day, the only opinion that matters is yours. And believe me, being in that place of self-sufficiency is the biggest slap in the face you can give. To her, to the world, and even to your past insecurities. In summary, stop chasing regret. Chase being awesome. Her opinion will become just a minor detail in the spectacular story that is your life. Let's recap. Because honestly, if you haven't got it by now, maybe the problem is bigger than we thought. First, you finally realize that insisting or begging someone who left you is emotionally equivalent to throwing yourself in front of a train shouting, "Please, hit me even more." It's not only useless, but humiliating. You not only push the person away further, but also wreck your self-esteem and become a postcard of weakness. Then came the revelation. The secret to flipping the script isn't playing the martyr, but disappearing with class, investing in yourself, and clearly showing through your actions that you don't depend on anyone to be happy. Because believe it or not, her regret won't stem from your tearful words, but from the deafening silence of someone now living better without her. Now the ball is in your court. It's time to break free from this ridiculous cycle of begging attention from someone who doesn't care and put these steps into action. And let's reinforce this. This isn't about manipulation or cheap games. It's about rebuilding yourself and transforming into someone so confident and incredible that you don't even need to try to prove your own worth. He shines on his own. So here's the ultimate challenge. Starting today, choose to put yourself first. Choose to stop being the emotional doormat for someone who doesn't value you and start investing in what truly matters, you. Because honestly, someone who values themselves doesn't beg. Period. Now tell me, which of these steps are you going to apply first? I want to see you engage, and not to please me, but to get out of that hole you're stuck in. If this message struck a chord, drop a like and subscribe to the channel. It's not asking too much, right? After all, I've already done the heavy lifting of waking you up to reality. And for you who had the courage to stick around till the end, here's a bonus tip. Do something unexpected. Change your style, start working out, learn something new, travel to an amazing place, or embark on that project you've always postponed. Not only will it transform you, but it'll also leave anyone who underestimated you with a nagging doubt, including her. Want more? In the next video, I'll teach you how to assess whether she's still worth any effort or if it's time to move on for good. Spoiler, it's probably time to move on. Until then,